are about to dive into the first video in the Purposeful Talk series. So let's talk about what is Purposeful Talk. Purposeful Talk is when students construct meaning and an understanding of the content with each other. This is really important because students are able to talk to each other in a meaningful way. When students are having a purposeful talk conversation, it's important to remember that you want quality over quantity. A 10-minute conversation doesn't necessarily equate to a purposeful conversation. And you want the students to start with their own ideas and then together create bigger and better ideas together. This involves a collaborative setting. So what is purposeful talk not? It's not very lengthy. It's not retelling facts. So I'm not going to ask the question, what was the War of 1812? And have students recall facts of what it was and what happened during that time period. I may ask myself, what was the effect of the War of 1812 for the people that lived there? And also, purposeful talk is not where there's one correct answer. I'm not trying to ask a question that directly gives me a correct answer and nothing else. And the reason why is because it doesn't evoke conversation past whatever that correct answer is. So you want to make sure that when you're having a goal and a guide for the students, that your goal question is something that can have a conversation that gives multiple answers. So what do you see in the classroom? You should see students moving around. You should see students engaging with each other, and you can tell because they're listening with intent and they're excited about the content. Also, sometimes you may see visual accountability. So what this is if I have a question that I ask the students to talk about and to construct ideas together, then I may have something that they do after. Maybe it's creating an expression that they talked about when they were talking about multiple ways to create expressions using different properties. Or it could be about a battle in social studies, and they would take and talk about what was the effect or how it affects us now, and they write that down. So it's just that visual and that written accountability from the conversation that they had with their peers. So what do you hear in the classroom? Students should be asking each other questions. It could be because they want to know the answer and they want to learn from each other, or it could be clarifying what concrete information they are learning. They're adding to the conversation. So if I said something to my peer and then they built upon that idea, that would be adding to the conversation. They would be utilizing sentence stems. So especially for students that need those scaffolding opportunities, they utilize those sentence stems to make their conversation dive deep. They may be debating something. So if they don't understand, or maybe they are very passionate about a certain topic, you'd be able to hear that debate happening. And then also content vocabulary. It's really important that we teach students that not only do we talk to each other, but if we're talking to learn from each other, we're going to use that academic vocabulary that we've been studying. So let's take a glimpse into Miss Finch's classroom and hear students that are in disagreement.
And then I distributed, and I got 18e squared minus 30e cubed.
I think you forgot to add
You
the
forgot,
two.
yeah, the exponents.
It should be 18e4 by
Oh, because
4.
I thought when they're the same, like e squared and e squared, they stay the same height.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's whenever you're just adding.
So I think you forgot to
Okay,
add.
yeah, that's true. I messed up.
So how might purposeful talk enrich a topic that is difficult to teach? Think about this and stay tuned for the next video in the series.